How on earth do I connect a classic motorcycle trials event to the solar eclipse? The answer comes at the end of the video, but to understand the context you'll need to watch all the way through. I'm a lifelong petrolhead and carnival, both at work and at play, on 2 wheels and on 4. All the best toys have tailpipes, while the best meals come with bones. So how exactly do I explain the electric trials motorcycle on the back of this V8 diesel beast? Electric motion motorcycles built in France are actually very competitive plug-and-play trials machines. They also make very good overlanding companions, because with this I can silently pre-explore trails and rule out landslips, fallen trees and privacy issues before committing to potential misadventure.
Juicy ribeye steak.
The trials bike weighs 80 kilos, so recently I switched to carrying a new Amflow e-mountain bike because they weigh just 20 kilos, achieve pretty much the same thing and are much easier to lift on and off the truck. For 30 years, trials has been a big part of my life. As well as riding in events every weekend, I built a business remanufacturing competition parts for classic Yamaha Majesty trials bikes. This weekend I loaded the Troopy with the bike and headed off to the Gerry Holdstock classic motorcycle trial to catch up with friends I've known for decades. We came together because of a shared passion for motorcycles, but somewhere between the sections, the laughter and the memories, our conversation made me reflect on what's really important at my time of life.
BSA today then? Very good. I thought you were going to ride that other one. Hey, how are you doing? Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, mate.
Yeah.
No, riding there.
Oh, you're riding the Yam?
No, I'm riding the car. I want to ride around with Bob. So that's one of your factory top ends, which I got for you, and partly Yam mono and partly twin shock. The top half is Yam mono, and then we built the rest of the frame around it.
Very good. Looks very competitive anyway.
77 kilos.
Not bad.
Yeah.
When you consider that they were knocking on the door of 90 kilos when they
Standard,
were standard, yeah.
But that's all magnesium, that top end you're getting. It weighs nothing.
Yeah. Save a kilo here, save a few grams there.
And every bolt in there is titanium. Every stud was titanium I put in it. Every aluminium, all titanium bolts. John, you know they've got lugs on. John took all the lugs off the front wheel, made his own spoke holes and put spokes in it, and put thinner spokes in to save a kilogram on the front wheel.
Yeah, it all helps.
You know what I mean? And John and I just went through it. You know, it's all lightweight bolts.
Yeah, how's John getting on? Ben said he took a fall.
Not good.
Not good. In fairness, he was a trooper, wasn't he?
84 now.
Yeah. He was as good at building bikes as he was at riding them.
I think he's better at building.
I don't know. He could ride pretty well even when he was drunk.
He could ride better. Could ride better. Yeah. He's beaten nearly everybody drunk, and you didn't know it. I'd go to nationals, and he'd have a fucking big bottle of cider.
I know how that man. I've seen him. He could barely bloody walk, and yet he'd get on the bike and win. Yeah, incredible.
That's the bike you want, mate. That's the bike you want.
Yeah.
200 metre with a heavy plywood.
Right. Yeah.
You'd love that.
Hi, Martin.
Right, how are you?
Not bad. You well?
Yeah, you?
How can
Yeah, not bad.
And your travels?
Well, I'm going to get all dressed up in a minute. I've got time. Yeah. How's the hip? Did that all work out?
Yeah, this one's all right. I'm waiting on this one now.
Oh.
Trying to get an old Craig.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to have a wander around, get my
I
kit
hear
on.
you might be selling the old fancy.
Yeah, I might do. I'm thinking about selling the farm that we're on.
All right. You don't need a fucking asset.
No, I don't. So I
Long
need to.
time dead, mate, I tell you.
I know.
Try and spend some of that money because, trust me, you get to 16, you think, oh, that's all right. 65, yeah. 70, you think, fucking hell, no, hang on.
Yeah.
I don't know how long I've got that. And
Well, that's it.
it's frightening.
I feel like that, and I'm only 63.
I know.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes. Well, I need to thin out my collection of clutter. I've got a lot.
Obviously, I'd like it. That's about the only bike which I regret that he's selling. That one.
It's always good to see young people being introduced to motorcycle sport.
Well, I've been and signed on for the event. I'm number 89. The red cross indicates that I'm riding the 50-50 route. That means half of the sections that I'll ride are on the expert route, the other half are on the clubman route. On days gone by I used to ride the expert class exclusively, but I haven't ridden much in the last 18 months or so, so I thought I'd give myself an easy time of it today. If you're new to trials, then I should tell you it's not about speed and first past the post. It's a sport that's all about balance, precision and riding skill. The object is to ride through an observed course marked by flags, and the winner is the person who puts their feet down the least number of times. So if you ride through a section clean and you make no mistakes, then you'll get marked 0. If you put your foot down once, you'll get marked down 1. Foot down twice, you'll get a 2. Foot down 3 times or more, you'll get a 3. If you come to a complete stop or you leave the course, then you'll get a 5. And like I said, the winner in each class will be the rider with the lowest score. I'm riding in the modern class, up against the very latest machinery, although I have to say I wished I'd brought a classic bike today, but it just wasn't to be.
As usual, I spent too much time yapping and everyone is already lined up at the start. Section number 1.
is on the 50-50 route, means I'm on the hard route on the very first section. So we'll get this one out of the way for nerves, see how I do. Hold your back. Oh yeah.
No, it wasn't. Did you go right to the left?
It's lovely, isn't it?
The problem is I love riding around with
Mine is not a channel about retirement, and yet, indirectly, it is just that. Around the time I started making videos, I came to realise that the time had come. Time to move on before there was no time at all. I've plenty of hobbies and interests, so it should be easy, right? Turns out that switching off is actually the hard part. News of heat waves and wildfires in Europe had put me off travelling to see the solar eclipse. Listening to friends at the trial made me realise I may never get another chance. So come hell or high water, I committed to a trip of a lifetime, and you can see how that went in my next video coming soon. But here's a preview to whet the appetite.